most especially when the semester is starting. You know, when you have so many of these young students that have just come to university, they just don't know what to do. They think it's all fun. They've been let to go. The first time they are interfacing in a situation where they don't have anybody to tell them, do this, do that, do that. They're all over the place. And many times, as per my experience of more than 20 years in academia, many of them fall plea. But when you have such an event at the beginning that can raise awareness of what really happens, especially with the topic that I found you discussing, despite that you asked something else, somebody was interpreting something else. This is how we fail exams. So probably after this, she will tell you the right one. But however, it's also very interesting to discuss the other she actually was talking about. I feel so bad when we are graduating and I see a lady dressed very well, but in a different sort of gown for graduation. You can't stop them from graduating, but here they came for 1 degree, they are probably going home with more than 1 degree. Some of them are not just told, they are not talked to. After the COVID era, we have seen several students getting into very stressful moments, and they don't know where to run to. And I think this is where Munange is very, very, very crucial for the university. I would really, really want to bring Munange very closer to the university. And I'm actually surprised that either the Dean of Social Sciences or the head of departments, they are not here. Because we have a full program on counseling and psychology. We have some of the best teachers of that have even patents in this university. They are teaching here. How do we bring them on board to support all what we are trying to do? In trying to really support the girl and boy child in making sure they are groomed into the best. Counseling can happen in a variety of areas, onto the education side, onto the social side. You've heard about some of the Nkumba students going and killing themselves at the lake. What's that? We are getting into elections where you're going to see some of the most drunkards in this country being students. So terrible. They have a problem. They need to be helped. Some of the people who have fallen plea of gambling, it is the students. People have eaten their school fees. It's not a joke. People have eaten their school fees. They go and try gambling around there, thinking that the money they are putting in, they are going to accumulate it 3 times, and by the time they leave, all the fees have been left to them. And for us, we say, don't sit exams without. They can't go back to their parents, they can't. So they are loitering around, they get into stressful moments, and that's why you see some of them ending up at the lake. It's not only Nkumba, it's all universities. They need help. So this is why, as part of my programs this afternoon, despite I was busy, I said I have to come and attend. So that I show the meaning of why you are doing this. I want to believe that all this room was filled in the morning, because this is what they need. For us, we simply go and pump them with a lot of content, educational content. Nobody probably is talking about the other social part of life. But they need it, especially the first years. I would want to assume we have some good government officials here. Yes. Anybody? As part of your activities, I would really, really want to urge you to put together some activities with Munange. Let's have one or two of these within the semester. Not only have bashes, all these things and all that. How about looking after yourself? I think it's very, very important. Your friends may not tell you, abstain. But these people will tell you, abstain. If you cannot abstain, use the contraceptives which are available. And also they tell you the problem with them. Your friends will not tell you probably. But when you go through all this, you can be able to receive all this. From the IT perspective, I come from the IT perspective. I didn't note that I actually was speaking very far from the microphone until I brought it closer. From the IT perspective, many students are scared of actually coming face to face to come and tell you their problems and counsel them and tell them, do ABCD. My dream is to have, at least on your phone, an app that allows you to receive counseling virtually from an expert. Very soon that will become a reality. I'm telling you, very soon. We simply need to register the experts we have on board and those ones that want to come and be part of that. And you support the students virtually wherever they are. You know, all these young ones are what we call the digital kids. The best they want to interact with is digital. So you go where they are. If you don't go where they are, you won't find them. Now we want to find you. You'll have no excuse to say I did not talk to an expert to guide me on what to do. Why do you want to kill yourself because you are being chucked by a boy? Huh? Why? As if boys are not chucked and they go drinking crazy. This should not be happening. I don't want to be a counselor because I'm not one. I'll leave it at that. So thank you so much, and please come again and again and again. Thank you for always
It's Jamila Nantale, and I'm the coordinator, Munange Counseling Center in Nkumba University. Today is a mental health awareness day that we decided to organize after a series of challenges that we realized that are happening among the youths and the students within the university. So we decided to do this event simply to create awareness of the different challenges that people are going through. And the day has been a blissful one. We've managed to partner with different organizations like Uganda Counseling Association and others. And the presenters have had quite enough time to present about the different topics that they had planned, like substance abuse and drugs. And and also gender-based violence, what mental health is, among others. So we believe that the turn-up has been good. A lot of students have come in, a lot of people from the community have come in, so we believe that a lot has been learned today. We had other activities happening apart from the presentations from the experts of mental health. We had blood donation from Uganda Red Cross. We had exhibitions of from other organizations about their services. So the blood donation, we've managed to collect a lot of units of blood, and we are happy and excited about it. I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone that has contributed towards this event. I want to appreciate my staff members. I want to appreciate the partners, the different partners. I want to appreciate Nkumba University for giving us this opportunity and the support. And I would also like to appreciate Munange Counseling Center for having this idea and making it happen today.
By names of Nakas Gertrude from School of Course and Department of Nursing. For today's session was about mental illness and mental health awareness. So what have I learned about it? I've learned a lot of things indeed. And first of all, substance abuse, how I can manage myself to prevent myself from going into use of substances without prescription. And another thing is self-awareness. I first have to understand myself before I understand another person. And next of the things I've learned how to manage the social expectations of life and which expectations am I supposed to be knowing. First of all, we have a lot of things which disturb our lives, and among those things we have the peers, the family, the values, our capabilities, and even gender balance. Gender-based violence is much common in the youth, in the married, and in the societies where we come from. How can we manage it? We have to understand ourselves first of all, and we make other people understand us. So the main point in it, where is the source of the gender-based violence?
By the name is Arinza Morin from School of Science, Nursing Department. I thank the organization Munange Counseling Center for organizing this program. We are really grateful for this. We have benefited a lot from this program. So I just encourage that youth, they should be more sensitized about this program.
Now, when we reach in schools or workplace like this as youth, we expect you are a student, this one the student, you all came to school to study, you are not working, you expect this one to get married. Getting married when you're in school? Why? Because of insecurity. Now, when we reach the community, we find that we cannot even deliver. What do we show anyway? If we didn't get it from here, from our parents, our friends when we were young, some of us never got that age between 6 and 12, that age, we never played. That is the only age that brings confidence. When a man says no, that you come and you go, you would have said no, but you are my mom, you are my grandmother, you have refused. But the fact that it is social expectation, those are what they want now. And in the brain, it's not there. Those are the forces. The forces of now, you don't have a bit to say no, and you go with an old woman like me. Give me my car. I damage you. You are praying. Of course, I have to give you something to take, in fact, to manage me. Okay? Now, community, you start hiding. Of course, when you are not married, I remember I got this ring after 40 years. Yes! And I bought it myself. Some good money. some good money, which I'll not say. But I didn't know that this was a force from my parents, the first girl. Social, what do they expect from me? Social expectations, how they spoil our mental health. They were expecting, I was eager when I finished school to go down there. But something came in, I had to stop senior 4. And I said, there. But something was, I was not comforting. My chance, I made sure I have to compensate. Got my children, the best schools, Savio, Kayasa, from there, abroad. The toughest schools, because I was compensating. Still, the loneliness didn't go. Are you with me? Have you ever been there? You have everything, but you feel something is missing. My potential was rolled in the Red Cross here, and that's why I have something more about the Red Cross. Here you have no title. Sit down there. You wait for the title. Oh my God. And you are from there outside, you have to go somewhere and eat properly. Eat properly to compensate for that emptiness, for that gap. So those things we see in society that are being done by people, our children, our friends, our mothers, it is a compensation of something. Okay? Now this cultural thing came in. Here. Now we are down here. The force coming towards me. In my home, I was precious. A lady. So I remember certainly teacher hit me here. My father had to come in. The whole school was collected. How can you spoil the eggs? The eggs is my wealth. Hey, I'm a Muchiga by them. And I'm Muchiga in the audience. Yeah, you know that. The eggs of a Muchiga is really wealth for the family. Because when you come to marry me, things will be counted. You have to pay for the price of everything. Okay? Now, that was not met. It was not met as was expected. Social expectations. How they can interfere with our mental health. I was a loving, cheerful person. Very cheerful. Very. Time came, running from community of those mothers' union. My child loved singing. And because I didn't qualify, I have to turn back. Okay? To the society where there are those I can't talk because I don't qualify. So family, I educated all the children. You see where they went. But when they are talking, you find they are making a coon. Because you don't understand what they are talking. So you become preoccupied in the kitchen. Because those projects, you don't know them. They are there with their father, they are educated. And though you might have understood, but you don't take interest. Because that's not your area. Remember, all these things I've talked about, in my mind, you are not there until I became knowledgeable that something is missing. So when you are dealing with a clinical psychologist, those are the things we bring out. We do not look. We separate a human being from the drug. We just put it there. Then we deal with a human being. The needs, did you get them? Your values. In fact, I would have given you an exercise of values, and all of you, I would have got you now, you have learned, but it was not organized well. Is that it? Say yes or no? Now, the needs, the expectations, the capabilities, all of those, they lied in depression. They were too heavy. They are showing a red cross or a red flag. We should put a red cross where there is a red flag. When you are given a red card, know that you are going to depression. And that's what happened. From depression, you have to look for something to put in. Still you are carrying the depression. Can you go to alcohol? Can you go to sex work? You can go to... So me, what I did, it is confidential for the purposes of a group we are in, okay? So clap for me.
So far what I've learned is about mental health and how I can manage mental health. As a student, I'm not supposed to take substance and I'm not supposed to misuse them. And my sister who talked about the thing of non-alcoholic drinks, that thing of caffeine, it's so effective because I'm one of the victims. And the second thing about the social expectations in life, we've studied them so far, and I've realized that what we studied is much like in psychology. People go in depth, and I've realized that we need psychology in our lives. Wow. Thank you so much.
Someone has not clapped her. Please can we give us Don't give me. God has given you those hands to appreciate His creation. Thank you so much, our dear loving nursing students. And once again, I would like us to join our hands and clap Madame Jovia. Thank you so much, Madam. We're so privileged to have you, and thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. At this juncture, please, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite Miss Elliot Olizara to address us or present to us on how gender-based violence affects mental health. Shall we join our hands and welcome Madame or Miss Elliot Olizara?
First of all, I want to take this opportunity to be here. My name is Elliot. I work for an organization called Women and Girl Child Development Association that started in 2009, and I'm a feminist. You may find that gender-based violence we are talking about that has affected me, has affected has affected you, is completely different. And that is the good thing about gender, is when you go back into the scholar and understand what gender is. Every society defines it its way, constructs it in its way, right? And when I'm training gender, I usually ask the men, who is the biggest problem when we're talking about GDP? Please say it. The men. The men. Have you heard? Okay, who is the biggest problem when you're talking about gender-based violence? Women. Can you please answer?
Women.
Please have the microphone.
I think reasons.
Yes.
Women take time to understand us.
Can you clap for him? Women take time to understand us. I'm 49 years. Wow. I've not worked with men, I've worked with women all my life. Okay? I have dealt with women. I have moved to the whole of Uganda. And I just want to agree with you that sometimes we don't understand you because you don't understand us. You get? Recently someone said, Elliot, you have given us your definitions and what you are boring us because you can go on Google and get them. But there is no way you are going to understand GBV unless if has affected you. We call it GBB because it is gender-based. And that's why I said I'm not going back, because my sister did it very well. Just I'm meeting you for the first time, but I know from today you are going to meet me many times. Because she talked about the institutions. Look at what I'm saying. The institutions that we have, the community, the school, the hospitals, the market, you know, where we usually talk about the gender-based violence, because it is coming from the gender perspectives, of which are constructed by you. He constructed it very well, that gender-based violence is caused by women. Because they don't, and it's right. If you don't understand me, then we go back into the definition of gender-based violence, of violence itself as a conflict, isn't it? And Jovia brings it very well, that we have to work on the self. Isn't it? Your what? Yourself. I conflicted with myself when I came to the podium. I removed the glasses. You know? Do you know when I removed them? I start looking at you as ugly people. I don't understand you. Already my mind is moving. You know, I wish my brother, as you do your study, you can go deep and understand where these conflicts of the mind starts from at child level, between 1 and 5, when there are those disorders, when there are those stresses of a child, when the minds are not connected, when your mother is breastfeeding you, but when the husband is also requesting for the same. So how do you understand me? And how do I understand you? You get what I'm saying? My baby wants to breastfeed. And I have gone to Munange, and they have informed me that the best way to make this child grow big, clever, study well, get an A that we want here in Uganda anyway, you get it? Is to give that baby enough milk. Breast what? Yes. But then there is my brother who is also demanding for the same. Already there is violence between the mother, the baby, and the elder baby. You get what I'm saying? And if you are from like Jovia, I know Jovia comes from that side, I come from Kala. And then you don't know that men are supposed to really breastfeed on you. Because we grew up not understanding. Of course he's not going to understand you. I want we are together. He's not going to understand you. Why did you refuse to give me your breast? You get it? But when I was growing up, the gender we are talking about, the society that we are talking about, the one Jovia was saying with the mother-in-law greeted like this. If you go to some other countries or some other districts, do you think they have? I had a driver for 9 years who drove me to Kabale several times. And the only thing he would see us hugging. Come and I hug you. I hope you're not fear. So, when I'm hugging a man, in my culture, I don't need to say this. You get what I'm saying? Because in our culture, hugging means love. So I have to say like this. You get what I'm saying? Are we together? Amen. But then in another culture here in Uganda, the gender construct is osemberangayo. Totukanga kukojawo n'omukola ki? Anedo mutata wo, oyo Cesar, Munange, oyo sister wa brother wa ate wesoli, tomutuukiriranga, osemberangayo, and we definitely don't understand each other, and we conflict. My driver mentioned, I caught, unfortunately, he passed on through, naye madamu nkubulire, wazadde kati abaana, nze bye nalabye wamwe tebiryagala. Omwana we ajja kukwata omusajja omuliro ogujja kwaka. I hope you understand. You get what I'm saying? Omuliro gujja kukola ki? Ate me, I grew up knowing exactly that when I was dancing with him, squeeze, you know, and the fire comes, that is pregnancy. You understand gender. I'm trying to tell you the generalized issues, the perspectives that we have at different levels, in different households. I hope we are together. Muyiira is marrying a boy who has never seen the mother hugging the father, even after a journey of how long? 1 year. You get? 1 year, your father goes to Nigeria to do business, comes back after 1 year. The mother is seated there. You get it? And poor Mrs. is coming from a home. I have my uncle. Even if you met me today and meet me the following day, you will do what? I'm talking about the gender, and I'm trying to link it to what he said. The women don't understand. You get it? Understanding is a very big concept to the extent that even when I try to understand you, I got headache, and then that is mental health. I have never understood my husband for the last 22 years. Because he's a human being who grew up from 11 boys and 1 girl, and poor Elliot comes from a home of 5 girls and what? 2 boys. You look at the gender-based violence and the mental health. For me, I got mental health when I was, I think, in P5 or P7. Because I saw my father celebrating my brother who came at the 5th birth. You get it? And I asked myself, the mind starts asking, conflicting my body and my soul and my mind. Why is my father celebrating my brother? Not understanding that in Chika culture, a man is called a man when he has a boy child. Hey, are we still together? I have only 30 minutes. Rhonda, please don't stop me. Only 30 minutes. So I was trying to look at how gender-based violence begins at a family level. You get what I'm saying? Then it moves. I train a lot of, many trainings in markets. You find them I'm saying, yeah, don't you can't chili. Chizimu. I think it's something about your chairman, you want the market. No, it's related to this. So, okay, understand. You get? Musoke mtikiro yo kusata twakutegedde madam Elliot bw'omaze kutusomesa ebyagenda twabitegedde kyakawasala kazi bana bagenzi. You get? Taata we yawasa ne bagenda kiki jjajja we yali tategeragana ne jjajja kubanga ogenda kusanga jjajja nga tetegeragana ne bbaawe ne bw'ofumbibwayo bw'oba tovuddeeyo as the self, you yourself coming out to say, no, I am dismantling these social norms. On the other side, when the feminists speak, when the gender activists speak, they feel like we are trying to bring more powers. Remember when we brought the issue of gender equality? Men never agreed until you came down to start unpacking the gender issues. And then you start understanding. The reason why I was talking about my mental health, I saw my father doing that. At the end, I saw my father saying, I need another boy. At the end, I saw my father saying, I have to marry a second wife so that I have more boys because I have accumulated a lot of resources. Which resources did he cover? Not even